Now, the first question is, Dushyanth, there was a time, uh, I can't quote verses like you, there was a time when uh, Ram was really upset with Sugrivan. That 4 months of monsoons, he was waiting for Sugrivan to come back and help him with those monkeys and all that. And when his frustration was at his peak, he finally sends Lakshmana to go and meet Sugriva and reminds him of his promise. So what I would like to ask you, now there are two ways of looking at it. You look at Ram and Sita either as normal human beings, or you look at them as Vishnu and his wife. Was Ram, who's known to be the absolute man, was he sent Lakshmana to meet Sugrivan to vent out his anger. He was like frustrated. I would like to understand it as to what was his thoughts then and what was running in his mind. Was he wanting to do something else? Okay, now the second question. So finally what happens is they go convince and then Sugriva comes and helps. Then we have Hanuman who goes and meets Sita and then they give Chuda money and so. There's a time when Hanuman tries to convince Sita in saying that I have a long tail. Why didn't you come with me? I'll take you to Ayodhya. Sita refuses. He says that no. We've all heard from your discourses and whatever little we study that she's the absolute power. She's known for everything. She's not curt, but she's known to be a very powerful lady. Was there a thought running in her mind at that point in time that she was basically trying to question the ability of Rama? At some point in time, she must have felt that this is not what it is. I'm equally frustrated. So these are the two questions, and then it would be good if your replies come in as normal Rama and Sita, not as. That's it.
Okay. So, in the 10 minutes that was allotted for this question and answer session, I'm thankful that Shankar has taken 3.5 minutes. So, I'm left with 6.5. So, I'll be very quick. So, to the first question that he asked, as to there was an MOU signed between Sugriva and Rama. The memorandum of understanding was, my wife is lost, your wife is lost. I shall help you in the process of getting your wife back, and you should help in the process of getting my wife back. That was the understanding. So Rama cleared the first part. The first clause 1A and 1B was done because he helped vanquish Vali. He made Sugriva the king. He made Vali's son Angada the heir apparent, the Yuvaraja. Or in Tamil, the word that has been misconstrued and construed in the political and the cinematic circle, Talapadi. So he made Angada the Talapadi. Let's take the word as just the way it appears in the dictionary and let's not add any flowery emotions to it. So after having made this, the promise was to be kept up by Sugriva, because Sugriva said, the moment I am helped, I shall help you back. So in the 4 months time, which is called Chaturmasyam, heavy monsoon season, he said, my monkeys cannot go in search. They have a huge sinus problem. So they can't search during the 4 months of the monsoon. So let's take a sabbatical. After 4 months, I shall get back to you. So Rama was waiting for the blue tick of, not the Twitter, it's chargeable. So he was waiting for the non-chargeable WhatsApp blue tick. So WhatsApp also gives a tick if you have not turned your settings off. So he was waiting for the tick because Rama had sent a message to Sugriva, when is your turn? 4 months to ho gaya, kab aane wale ho tum? So 4 months happened and then there was no network at all from Sugriva's land of Kishkinda, which is Bellari. So the moment Rama got this situation gauged, he sent his brother. So here is where Shankar asked the question, why should Rama went? Because Rama is called as the complete man. He's the Raymond of those days. So when he's the complete man, how could he manage to get angry? First of all, this is the way we have been told. Because we never read the original book. We always read the statement issued by a political leader who has never read the book. That's how we are. So the original book doesn't tell that Rama is a complete man and all of that. It is the biography, a prosopography of a man whose life you can learn and unlearn from. Simple. So in Rama's life, Rama had his own set of values and perfections and small set of imperfections too, because that is what makes you a complete man. If you become completely devoid of flaws, you become divine. So he was trying to be as human as possible. In the process, Rama was of course a person who had to vent his anger because his wife is lost, he has lost his kingdom, his wife is lost, he is in a no man's land, and he had made a vow that he will not enter any kingdom. Nagarathukulla nozhaiya maaten. I will always stay in the outskirts. Once upon a time, Chennai had its own outskirts like Tambaram and everything. Now, Chengalpet is an integral part of Chennai. So, I don't know which is the outskirt of Chennai. So, let's say Bangalore is the outskirts of Chennai. So, he was staying in Bangalore. And that is when he sends his brother, because it was a custom in those days that you always let people of their positions meet. A foreign minister always is welcomed by the foreign minister of another country. So Rama did not want to go meet Sugriva because Sugriva was paying his taxes to the Ayodhya processing center. Ikshvakuna miyam bhumihi sashaila vanakanana. So he was a subset of the superset called as Ayodhya. So Rama could have not met him formally. So he sends his brother. So one is an act of vent. You went off your anger. Second, you remind the other person your promise. See, it's not only anger, you have to remind that person because that man was a monkey. Monkeys are generally fickle-minded. Kshana-chittam, kshana-pittam. They are very indecisive. So you have to remind the indecisive monkey to be decisive at least for a moment. So he had to send his brother. The third reason is, if you suppose you have made a promise to do something and you don't keep up that promise, you shall incur sin. So Rama did not want his friend Sugriva to incur the sin of not keeping up his promise. So he sent his brother. So all these were reminders given to Sugriva. Why did I touch upon the point that Rama should be treated the way Valmiki is given? Because Valmiki has treated him as any normal human being. So beautiful. Of course we worship, we pray. But when we pray, we see him as a human being who encompasses pluses and minuses. Nammalvar, the person who has given Thiruvaimozhi says, Karpari Ramabiranai Allal Matrum Karparo Purpa Pullerumbadu Ninniye Narpal Ayothil Varum Characharangal Mutravum Narpalukku Uithanan Nanmuganar Petta Nattule, says Nammalvar of Tirukkurugur. Now, let me come to the second question. The second question was of Hanuman. Hanuman was on a surgical strike. He went at 10 p.m. in the night and came back at 5 a.m. in the morning. He went to the neighboring country called Lanka. So he had to come. Otherwise, because he was caught. The beauty was he was the Abhinandan 1.0. He was caught. And Ravana said, let me kill him. That's when Vibhishana said, as per Geneva Convention, you have to send him back. So he was sent back. This Hanuman ended up meeting the lady called Sita, who was languishing herself in the prison of Lanka. That is when he tells Mata Sita, why worry? Let's keep the story straight. You sit at the back. I will tie a belt. I will carry you along. Ramayana ends here. You can save 3 days of Dushyant's Navaham. So, deal done. Why kill so many people? Why fight? Even before Ashoka became a great preacher of peace in the Kalinga war, let's make Rama the person who practices it. Let's stop the war. But Sita was very careful and she insisted that Rama come. That is when Shankar intervenes and asks, when Sita is so all-powerful, she could have very well come. Why did she have to wait for Rama to come? Was she testing Rama's valor? She wanted Rama to keep up his promise. Because Rama was married to Sita while she was at the age of 6 and he was at the age of 12. That's what Ramayanam states. There is no dispute about it. Now comes a question, sir, isn't this child marriage? Yes, it is a child-to-child marriage. Why, sir? Because in those days, the practice was the moment the boy or the girl becomes mature enough to think, they'll get married. So maturity, if it dawns at 6 years, you can marry. If maturity is a criteria today, most of them will become spinsters and bachelors. So that's not something that we are going to go into. But here, to this little girl Sita was 6 years. She had barely completed Wheels on the Bus and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Well, she was married to Rama. That is when the father was a bit worried, anxious. He was from Nepal. So Janaka said to Rama, who is from Uttar Pradesh, that my daughter is getting married to you. So what will you do with my daughter? Don't worry, I will take good care of her. Because he is 12 years, she was 6 years. So he's promised that I will take good care of her. Now Sita wants Rama to keep up his promise. See, it's not that she is not powerful, it's not that she can't rescue herself. She wanted him to keep up his promise. I just told you some time back, right? If you don't help the other person in fulfilling their promise, they will incur a sin. So she said, let him come and protect me. One. Second thing, however powerful you are, let's take individually, each of us, the man or the woman, however powerful we are, when we are in a distress, unconsciously, inadvertently, we will always expect one of our closest relatives to help us. See, when we fall, generally in English you say we fell down. That's a redundant statement because you can't fall up. You can always fall down. So you don't have to use the word down at all. But nevertheless, when I fall, I can get up. But I would still see if somebody is around who can give me a helping hand. Not because I can't do it, but I want the other person's existence to also be proven fruitful. So I tell, why don't you come and give me a helping hand? So Sita could rescue herself, but she was in a beautiful commitment and an institution called marriage where the other partner, if the man is suffering, the girl has to help. We have it. While Krishna's driver to Pragjyotishapura was lost in Bhagavatam, his wife Satyabhama says, I will come and become your driver. In Ramayana, when Sita is languishing in the prison, she says, let my husband come and rescue me. What is he there for? I just don't need a marriage certificate with a chapa on it. Let him come and do his job. Not because she was less powerful, but she wanted to tell her husband, you have a purpose. Come and do that. So, this act of Sita telling Hanuman that I won't travel with you was not out of shyness, coyness, that a parastri cannot come behind the son, because she treated Hanuman as a son. So many mothers travel behind their sons on the scooters of Besmambalam, right? So it's not a big, it's not something wrong. She did not do it out of coyness. She just said, let him serve his purpose. See, Shankar may know the answers for both the questions. But why is he asking? Because the moment he asks, 10 people who do not know the answer will know. Why did Sita ask, tell Hanuman that I won't come with you, let Rama come and rescue? Then only people like us can complete a Napaham in 9 days. Either, otherwise our remuneration will be cut in half, and the 5th day I have to tell my audience to go back home. So on a lighter vein this was said. He started with the lightest of the veins. I'm just concluding with a comparative degree of being lighter. Nevertheless, both the questions which are related to Ramayanam, one simply talks about the institution of keeping up the promise which was between Sugriva and Rama. Second talks about the institution of the marriage between Rama and Sita, where one partner holds the other with respect. So these are the two questions. I hope I've answered. I've taken at least 12 minutes, a few minutes more than what was subscribed to me. Any more questions? That's all. Done? Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks.